All right, guys. So the first thing that we see on this paper on our new video, our topic and objective for today is going to be simple transformation. So we're going to break it down what a transformation is, but we're going to start talking about translations and reflections on a coordinate plane. So my essential question says, how do you perform simple transformations on a graph, such as translations and reflections? So let's go ahead and start taking some notes on what this stuff means. So a transformation is going to be a movement of a geometric figure. All right, a movement of a geometric figure that changes its shape or position. All right, so there are going to be three types of transformations. Those three types are going to be called translations, reflections, and rotations. Okay, so we're only going to focus on the first two types, which are translations and reflections. So if you look at where it says translation, the translation, all right, is also known as a slide, okay? So a translation just means a transformation in which a figure is slid in any direction. All right, a figure is slid in any direction. Okay, so to find new coordinates when we're doing a translation, the process is just adding or subtracting. All right, so to find new coordinates, we add or subtract. Okay, the x coordinate, okay, which is horizontal. All right, of course, remember we talked about that x-axis. Right, so in order to move right, all right, in order to move right, we have to add. Okay, to move left for our x coordinate, we have to subtract. All right, when I'm talking about my y coordinate is going to be vertical, okay? So when we're talking about that vertical, we're talking about that y-axis. So in order to move up, we have to add. And in order to move down when we're performing translations, we have to subtract. All right, so our formula that we can follow is we take the original coordinate, we're going to add or subtract the change, and then we get the new coordinate. All right, so let's see if this makes a little bit more sense. Let's look at an example. So for my example, it says, in order pair 3 comma 5 is translated 8 units left and 4 units up. What are the new coordinates? All right, so my x coordinate is going to be 3. All right, so my x coordinate is going to be 3. and it says it's moving 8 units left. Now our note said to move left, we subtract. So 3 minus 8, all right? So my new coordinate is going to be negative 5. Remember, if I start with 3 and move back 8 spaces, that gives me negative 5, okay? My y coordinate in this case was 5. All right, and it says in my y coordinate, we moved 4 units up. So in order to move up, I'm adding. So I'm going to add 4. And that means my new coordinate is 9. All right, so the new order pair that we should get is negative 5, comma, 9. All right, the next says, let's check this idea on a graph to see if we get the same answer. So if I start with the point 3, comma, 5, and I plot that point, I'm going to go over to 3 and up 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That point is here. All right, but to translate it, I have to move it to the left 8 units. So that means I'm going to move it over 8 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I'm going to move it down 4 units. So 1, 2, 3, 4 is this point. I'm sorry, 4 units up. So I'm going to move it up 4 units. So 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so my new point is right here, which is that point that we got. So I had to move it 8 units left and then 4 units up. Okay, so let's keep moving. Let's look at the second page. All right, the second page is more examples. So it says a triangle has vertices A, B, and C, and it says the triangle is translated.
And mommy born.
All right, it says a triangle has vertices A 5, 7, B 4, 11, and C 2, 9. Triangle is translated 6 units right and 4 units down. Find the new coordinates of the vertices. And that those letters with apostrophes just mean prime. So when we translate something or transform something, the new coordinates are prime. So that says A prime, B prime, and C prime. So first, let's go ahead and plot those points A, B, and C. So for point A, I have 5, comma 7. All right, that's point A. All right, point B is 4, 11. All right, so we have point B. And then C is 2, 9. So that is my triangle. All right. So to find the new coordinates of the vertices A prime, B prime, and C prime, it says we're going to translate it 6 units right and 4 units down. So I want you guys to try this problem and see if you guys find what the new transformation is supposed to be, and then we'll check this in class tomorrow. All right. So let's jump down to the reflection part. All right, so reflection is also known as a flip. So when we're talking about reflecting something, a reflection is a transformation in which a figure is flipped over a line of symmetry. All right, a figure is flipped over a line of symmetry. So to find new coordinates, we have to multiply by -1. right? So to multiply by -1. So if we want to reflect something across the x-axis, we have to multiply the y-coordinate by -1. All right, if we want to reflect something across the y-axis, we have to multiply the x-coordinate by -1. All right, so if I talk about this example where I said I have a triangle's vertices A, B, and C, and it's reflected across the x-axis, all right, and the y-axis, what are the new coordinates? So first of all, let's go ahead and plot those points A, B, and C. All right, so part A, when I have 3, 2, so let's go over 1, 2, 3, up 2. All right, that's A. Then for B, I have 4, 8, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's this point right here. And then C, I have 1, 1. That's that triangle right there. Okay? So, if we talk about reflecting something across the x-axis, it tells me that I have to multiply the y-coordinate by -1. So if I look at my coordinate for A, my coordinate was 3, 2. Alright? If I multiply that y-coordinate by -1, then I'm going to get 3, +2. Remember, -2 times -1 equals +2. All right. If I do the same for part B, and I have 4, 8, if I multiply that y-coordinate by -1, I get 4 times -8, or 4, -8. And then last but not least for part C, 1, 1. If I multiply my y-coordinate by -1, I should get 1, -1. All right, so let's go ahead and plot those new points. So actually, this part, let's go back for a second. All right, so this first point for A was 3, +2. That means that the second one Alright, that means this should be 3, -2. Alright, so this point is 3, -2 down here, so that's going to be point A. Alright, part B, 4, -8. Alright, will be down here for B. Remember, this is going to be B prime and A prime. Alright, and C is going to be 1, -1. And this is going to be C prime. Alright, so sorry about that, guys. So, this is going to be A prime, this is going to be B prime, and this is going to be C prime. Alright, so hopefully this makes a little bit more sense. We will try this again tomorrow. So I want you guys to review this. And I also want you guys to look at the second part and see if you guys can figure out how to reflect this across the y-axis. Alright, then I want you guys to go ahead and write your summary this evening.